Sometimes innovations are cool and interesting, but sometimes mistakes are made.
Good idea.
A lot of us are familiar with the DS and it was cool, but what if you scaled it up to a full-on console? Dual monitors are amazing on desktop, so why not do it for a console? Genius idea, right? Well, don't hold your breath because Nintendo thought that the next step for the Wii is another screen.
Bad idea.
Make it an upgrade. WiiU.
It's time for a whole new Nintendo experience. Wii owners and newcomers alike, it's time to play Wii U. Wii U is an entirely new technology and true successor to Wii.
With a disc drive that can't be swapped out, a mandatory only one allowed gamepad with a screen, and HDMI out.
This tastes awful as that's all we've got.
Hi, Pedro here, and I'm not here to bash on the flaws of the Wii U. We got Mario Maker and Breath of the Wild on it. No, I'm here to show you how to install the Gamers Antiquity USB-C mod for the Nintendo Wii U. There are some considerations taken into account for if you want to do this mod, but I'll get to that towards the end of the video. For now, let's move on. This little guy follows the same process as the one for the Wii, so it'll be a simple install. For the voltage test, we're looking for 15 volts. Good, we can move on. If you like the teardown for the Wii, then you'll love tearing down the Wii U because there's more puzzle fun with screws and plastic bits to remove. There are plastic stickers covering all but one of the exterior screws. Take them off carefully so you can reuse them, and proceed to unscrewing the screws as well as sliding off the slide cover and taking out the screws that were hiding there. Removing the top panel needs a little force to lift and slide out due to the rubber tab next to the faceplate. Next comes the two screws holding the faceplate, and then push down on the tab to release the ribbon cable. Free the disk drive, and rather than detaching the ribbon cable from the motherboard like I did, detach it from the drive itself to make your life easier. The ribbon cable has specific ends for the disk drive and the motherboard, so if you completely detach it, then take pictures or notes as to how it was installed, as the drive will not work if it's installed backwards. With that out of the way, continue to remove the screws from the perimeter of the board, remove the plastic cover and slides, and finally the top plate. Come, my desoldering gun! We can now remove the power port. Adequate heat is needed because the leads are thick and the plane's solid. Take your time and free the little guy. Trim the insulation from the wires flush to the shell and put the mod in its new home. Bend the leads and solder them in place. Make sure to let the heat travel as these leads are 20 AWG wires and need more time to heat up before soldering. You don't want cold solder joints. Trim the leads, clean up, and begin the process of putting your puzzle back together. Now for the big test. Looking good so far. And we can play games. Perfect. While the installation itself was pretty easy, here are the considerations that you need to think about if you decide to pick up one of these mods out of my shop using the link below in the description. You absolutely need to make sure that your USB-C PD wall adapter supports 15 volts at 3 amps. Bear in mind that if the Wii U isn't the only thing plugged into that wall adapter, that it's going to be given 45 watts with the power split. So read the documentation for your wall adapter. The next thing to consider is the Wii U's power consumption. At peak power consumption, the Wii U will use up to 2.2 amps, with an average of 1.8 amps. And while you still have 27% headroom while at peak, leaving only 5% headroom will only give you about 1.5 amps. Sorry, no, that's incorrect. You're left with 0.15 amps for the USB ports. That means that trying to use a USB hard drive directly connected to the Wii U without it being externally powered is not an option. So if you want to use an external hard drive, then it must be externally powered. Power consumption through the SD card and IR sensor bar are negligible. If aesthetics are a concern, then just know ahead of time that the mod will stick out a few millimeters outside the chassis. This is due to the placement of the fuse and capacitors right at where the original power port was located. Now that's not really a big deal for most people, but for some, it could be a deal breaker. But that's really about it. So if you do decide to do this mod, just keep those little bits in mind, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye!